They can spend months on one blanket. Sometimes they spin yak wool together late into the night. The Moso don't celebrate birthdays, but they do celebrate a good harvest. Villagers come together to enjoy themselves. That day, they told me they were so happy that they wanted to dance. They also had fun dressing me up. Still, the secure and peaceful life may not be enough to keep the young at home. Some dream of leaving one day.
一定要我先读书，这也行。不读书是我不可以行了，一定要出去不成，这也行嘛。外面的女孩子不用漂亮的有吗？实在我也胖了，不好漂亮，我一点瘦才好漂亮嘛，这也行。
但是你会回来吗？
我想回来就回来嘛，不想回来就其他的地方住嘛，走下来。
Her family is renovating the second floor to make comfortable rooms for visitors. La Cuo says, soon enough, the village will have its first telephone line, a paved road, and tourists.
这些都一点你一旦是住我的家里面就有一点好玩嘛。
After a week in the Wujiao village, sleeping on the floor with no shower and no restroom, I was ready to travel back to the comforts of Luoshui. It was nice to check into this hotel owned by Xina's family. Xina is the only Mosul woman who has had a chance to study in the U.S.
For me, the matriarchal family structure is the most unique. I have the family here and I got a lot of people who love me, so I'm not afraid of anything.
It was Xina's family that opened the first hotel for tourists in the village. But she says she's now worried about tourism.
When I was a little kid, we drink the water from the lake. But right now we drink the water from the hill. I'm kind of like so sad this time because I find like tourism is not in the healthy way right now because you can see the pollution is really, really terrible here. As a Mosul people and as a villager in this village, everybody has the responsibility to stop it. But nobody stand out to say no. And a lot of people just come here and in the name of Mosul, they're running kind of like brothel or those kind of things.
Cha Cuo is also having doubts about the changes.
开发旅游好是好，生活物质上都提高了，但是我还不太喜欢。我还是希望回到原来的我。我觉得现在我都已经变了，我都已经有点不喜欢我了。
When tourists first came, Cha Cuo says she still lived her life in her own way. She always joked around and laughed loudly.
现在不行，现在的游客他太小气了。要两口子一起过来玩，我开句玩笑，那个女的就生气了，啊，那个男的也很尴尬，都不行了。 以前基本上没碰到过这样的客人，刚开始的时候没碰到过，后面慢慢的碰得多了，我就不敢再开玩笑了。
5 years ago, Cha Cuo met Zhang Jun, a Han tourist at the lake. The two fell in love, and they began living together. Cha Cuo insists they are not married, even though they have a little daughter.
我跟你在一起就是因为我喜欢你，但在城市里你就不一样了，他要考虑你身份呐，你有没有钱呐，工作呀，将来的发展呐，前途啊，这些东西都会考虑的。
But to the local villagers, such cross-cultural love was hard to imagine. Many thought the relationship wouldn't last long. Even Cha Cuo's mother couldn't accept Zhang Jun at first.
我记得第一次去他家里的时候，他妈妈曾经说过嘛，当时就看我一眼之后跟Cha Cuo说嘛，他说，天上的乌鸦没有白的，地上的汉人没有好的。当时。 哎，我觉得挺灰心的。
Zhang Jun also worked hard to persuade his parents, who lived 2,500 miles away in northern China.
就是这次回家探亲2个多月，都快把我给逼出毛病来了。一天躲在屋里大吼大叫的唱，在大街上想唱一首歌唱，我都受不了了，我都跟张军说啊。 我受不了了，我要在大街上唱歌了。他说别唱，要唱了，人家还以为你有神经病呢。到最后没办法，我只有跑到自己屋里，把门锁上，在里面唱。
山海造化，风吹阵阵响，我的思念在远方。
我在这边待久了，也慢慢的接受他们的一些思想。 当然，待久了有一点枯燥和一点单调，偶尔还会想到，如果假设我如果在这几年如果在城市，我会赚了多少钱，或者是我的事业会怎么样，也会有这种念头。
我不会跟他结婚的，我不会跟他到大城市去的。要是张军离开我有可能受得了；要是张军让我离开这个大家庭的话，有可能受不了。
But choosing to stay presents other problems.
我现在可能是向往以前的生活，向往的时间太长了，所以感觉挺累的活的。我宁愿躲到山上吃一个土豆，然后放一群牛，我也不愿去接待太多的游客。
I realized even in the women's kingdom, freedom is full of painful choices.
With tourism expanding into even the more remote villages in the region, the old ways seem set to change forever. It's a familiar story of paradise lost. Thanks for watching Witness, and until the next time, goodbye.
People and Power, next on Al Jazeera.
All the news, all the time. aljazeera.net/English.
The whole picture. The inside story. Inside Story, at this time on Al Jazeera.
Hello, I'm Felicity Barr in London with the headlines on Al Jazeera. Russia's president has ordered an end to the 5-day conflict with Georgia, saying Moscow's objectives have been accomplished. Dmitry Medvedev also offered Tbilisi peace, but with strict conditions. Georgian forces must retreat to the positions they held before the fighting began and agree not to use further force.
Based on information, I take the decision to stop the operation to force the Georgian authorities to restore peace. The goal of the operation has been achieved.
Meanwhile, the Georgian President Mikhail Saakashvili had a defiant message for crowds in the capital, Tbilisi. He said Georgia will leave the Russian-backed Commonwealth of Independent States and also sue Moscow for alleged ethnic cleansing. Tens of thousands of Georgians spent the day showing their support for Saakashvili, waving flags and holding banners with anti-Russia slogans.